first base as the throw in comes to second baseman Lazari. That's all for McCarthy. One away in the last of the eighth. The batter now is Danning. Harry had 3 for 4 yesterday. So far he's 0 for 3 today, and twice Gomez has struck him out. The other time he got him out, he made him foul up to catch a Bill Dickey. Danning up. Outfield straight away. Lieber leading off first. Danning swinging. Foul tips it straight back into the netting. Strike one. Dickey takes a new ball, rifles it right back out to Gomez. The very live, loose-jointed left-hander. Gets the sign. Licks his fingers. Now set. Facing first. And time is called. Gomez stops the pitch and then has to hold up. Danning walking back out of the box. Someone out in the bleachers, apparently. Oh, I see what it is. A salesman for something, one of the park salesmen for the concession, in a white suit, was walking up the steps in the bleachers right on a line with Danning's eye on the pitcher. So time had to be called until the rusher got out of the way. Now the pitch is high and outside. 1-1 to Danning. A batter focusing his eye on the pitcher, trying to watch the ball in the pitcher's hand. If something white distracts him out in the bleachers, it can be serious. There is a line drive right to Gehrig, who steps on first base, dumping Lieber off. Danning swung on an outside pitch, tried to hit it to right field, and hit it about a yard fair inside of first, right at Gehrig, who smothered it with his mitt, made one leap like a frightened kangaroo, bounding onto first base for an unassisted double play by Gehrig. And that ends the last of the 8th inning. And the Yankees are still persevering along, ahead 4-2. Mr. Brown.
In red, that also ends another trying inning for the New York Giants. For the 3rd time in a row now, they looked as though they were getting ready to start something, but nothing has happened. That last one was really a tough break because Danning, who had a chance to drive in a run 2 innings ago and didn't, really started out that time as though he was going to do some damage. That line drive he hit was well hit, but unfortunately for the Giants' cause, directly at Gehrig, who was very close to first base and had no trouble making a double play. That's 3 innings in a row now that Gomez has started the Giants off and raised some of their hopes, undoubtedly, and then had them dashed to earth. A rather soggy earth at the Polo Grounds this afternoon. Now the Yankees are coming to bat for the first half of the 9th inning, and what may possibly be for their last time in the 1937 World Series. Certainly it will be, unless when the Giants get around to it, they get some runs. All right, then.
Off the ninth, right-hand hitting Crizzetti is up, takes low under the knees. Brennan's first pitch of the 9th inning, ball 1. The outfield slightly around toward left. The infield is straight away. Whitehead up a step by second. Brennan comes down with his right arm. The pitch is inside, up against Crizzetti's letters, and it's ball 2, 2-0. Frankie Crizzetti, who has just 1 hit in the series. Up for his 22nd time. Takes low inside for ball 3. One just above the toes of his shoes. 3 balls put in play. Hot down at third, takes it from Danning. Rubs it up, walks it over to the mound. Running behind now. 3-0. Crizzetti sets. Little right-hand hitter in the crouch, choking his stick. John delivers. It's low for ball 4, and go ahead to Crizzetti. Brennan walks the first Yankee up in the 9th inning. The batter is Red Rolfe, who has 1 hit out of 3 official tries today. He's been on the bases twice as he drew a pass in the 5th inning. Outfield pulls around toward right. They clear Rolfe as a pull hitter. Brennan watching first, now delivers. Rolfe bunts. The ball bounds down and up and hits him. It is foul. Strike 1. The Giants come in, starting to say there the basis of the Giant argument is that the ball, when it bounded up and hit Rolfe, was in fair territory, and therefore the batter should be automatically out. However, umpire Ormsby rules that the attempted bunt was foul all the way, and it hit Rolfe as a foul ball, and therefore is just foul ball, strike 1. That's 0-1. Standing, walking out toward the mound. Brennan, after taking the ball from him on a short toss, was trudging back up to that summit of red clay that is Pitcher's Hill here in the Polo Grounds. Nobody out. Presetti leading down off first. McCarthy holds the corner. Whitehead is halfway down. Johnson looking for a bunt. Rolfe tries to bunt. This one is fair. Danning takes it, throws down to first. Rolfe is out. Presetti safely sacrificed down to second base. And the Yankees, in the ninth inning of this fifth game, accomplish a sacrifice play. Something the Giants in the first 1 or 2 games wish they had done. Instead of swinging with 2 strikes on them after 2 foul bunts. Presetti sacrificed down to second. The out was Danning to McCarthy. Now it's 1 away. Here in the top of the ninth, DiMaggio is up there. Brennan all set to pitch to him. John delivers inside. Curve, which started at the shoulder, broke down toward the plate but didn't break enough. Ball 1. Presetti leading off the Keystone, 180 feet from where they pay off. Outfield, step toward left and deep. DiMaggio waits, takes high outside. Ball 2. Brennan's behind, 2-0. Don Brennan, the third Giant pitcher out this afternoon. Melton started, pitched 5 innings, gave way for a hitter. All 4 of the Yankee runs came off Cliff. Smith pitched the next 2, Brennan pitched 1, and he's now going into the ninth. A curve is hit high and short out into left field. Under it is shortstop Bartell, and has it for the second out at the top of the ninth. DiMaggio popping sky high up and out. 2 away in the ninth. The Yankees ahead, 4-2. Lou Gehrig steps into the plate. Lou has a double and a triple for his last 2 efforts. He has 5 hits all told in the series. His bag includes a grand slam, not put together in any one game, but throughout the series, he has 1 of every kind. A single, a double, triple, and a home run. That's what you'd call pretty fair country clouting, where I came from. 2 away, top of the ninth. Presetti at second. Lou Gehrig up. He hasn't been stopped. His last 2 tries. Hitting left-handed, takes outside. Brennan's pitch did not come down and in there. A right-handed pitcher working to a left-hand hitter. All 1. Presetti ready to go on anything. Brennan carefully down in the pitcher's position, delivers. A curve in there, and there's a throw to second, which is into the dirt, but Bartell comes up with it. Presetti, of course, is back long ago safely. A call strike to Gehrig, which Danning threw down toward second and threw it into the dirt, about 6 feet short of second base and a couple of feet on the shortstop side of the Keystone. Bartell took it on the hop, did not allow it to go through. Brennan into position, throwing out of the shoulder. A curve down in the ball, strike 2. Gehrig took a long, healthy stride going in on that pitch, but did not swing, and it broke sharply down in there. 1-2 to Lou. Brennan again in position, delivering. Gehrig swings and misses. Strike 3, and so endeth the top of the ninth inning. And the Giants will now be pressing in for what may be their last chance. Warren Brown.
And even that inning could not get by without some little bit added to the excitement. The potential run on second base, and DiMaggio, Gehrig, and Dickey supposedly coming up next. That was a trying moment for Don Brennan. I thought he did real well getting out of there without any damage. He limited DiMaggio to a high fly, just a little bit back on the grass. And, of course, striking out Gehrig is always something to get excited about at the time. Now the Giants will be at bat for their last time unless they happen to get themselves 2 runs. And if they get more than 2 runs, it will still be their last time. Since it is the last half of the ninth inning, the home club's half, and I imagine that the official attendance of 38,216 would sort of like to see the game get tied up and go on. After all, it's getting to be a much better day now than when it started. And everyone present, with the exception of the Yankee folks, of course, are pulling for a tie score. Here they go, Red.
Burgess Whitehead is first up. Gomez pitches. Strike 1 called. The first pitch of the last of the ninth. And with what feelings Last of the ninth is approached by both clubs. The pitch swung on and fouled back. Strike 2, 0-2 to Whitehead. This afternoon, Whitehead has 1 for 3, a double. He has 4 hits out of 15 tries in the series. The outfield is playing in, notably in center and right, and is pulled toward right. Left side of the infield is up a step. The right side is usual depth. Whitehead in the crowd swinging. It's a clouding fly out into center. DiMaggio lopes back and pulls it down for the out. And the Giants, 2 runs behind, have but 2 outs left to them in the ball game and in the series. 1 away on the last of the 9th inning. And Wally Berger is coming up to bat for Don Brennan. Wally Berger, big right-handed hitter. Wally Berger up there, takes high outside. Ball 1. This is the 3rd time in the series Berger has come up as a pinch hitter. He has not delivered. Pitches high outside for ball 2. Berger is ahead. Berger, who when he connects has terrific driving power. With these stands yawning dangerously close down along each foul line, Berger sets. Gomez left-handed in. Berger swings, breaks his bat, hits it into the dirt in front of Lazari, who's up with it to throw to first. Berger is out. Now that's what you call insult to injury. Breaking your bat and then going out at the same time. And now but 1 out remains to the National League cause. The Giants being their standard ballers in this 1937 Classic. And now Bill Terry, the manager of the Giants, and injured catcher and captain Gus Mancuso have come out. Berger has come back to join them, and they are putting on an argument with umpire Ormsby. The argument, no doubt, being whether there was interference on Berger's swing that time with his bat. That's the second time that argument about interference by the catcher with the batter's bat has come up this afternoon. And for the first time in the series, we have a conference of the 4 wearers of the Blue Surge. Umpire Ormsby calls his 3 compatriots, his fellow American League umpire Basel and the National League arbiters Barr and Stewart, for a confab. And they talk it over, and they agree there was not interference. The 4 umpires decided that. And Terry takes off his cap, and in mock deference to the umpires, bows scrapingly low, and you can see his lips work as he says, "I thank you." Now the umpires go back to their positions. Mancuso kicked a little dirt. Berger backing to the dugout, gobbling out of his throat, and it's 2 outs. That's the way it stands in the last of the 9th. 1 out is left to the Giants. And here is Joe Moore up there. Joe takes a strike right in. 1 out now stands between the Yankees and the championship of the world in 1937. But 1 out is left to the Giant cause. Moore swings, a slow roller down toward first. Gehrig picks it up. The throw is over to Gomez, who covers. That's the final out. Gomez makes the final put out himself. Gehrig to the pitcher. Moore is out, and the hilariously happy Yankees are making a mad dash for their clubhouse with the Giants coming back. And the Yankees are now champions of the world, and now the National Broadcasting Company takes you to Tom Manning in the Yankee clubhouse.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and here's the boy that hit the longest ball of the series, Joe DiMaggio.
Thanks, Tom.
Joe.
Thanks, Tom. It was a great thrill to win this game. I mean, that home run was great, too.
Hey, Lou.
I never hit a ball as hard in my life. The Giants played a good game, and we did, too. I mean, as far as everyone was concerned, it was a great game. Thanks.
Thank you, Joe. And where's that Gehrig guy? Georgie Selkirk, come here. Yeah. Here you are, George.
What do you want me to say now?
How do you feel, boy?
Oh, just fine.
That's Georgie Selkirk, and here's the guy that pitched the 2 winning go-out games. Come on over here, Lefty. Lefty Gomez.
I'm really thrilled to death, and I want to say to my folks out in California, I'll be home real soon. Thank you very much, Tom.
What are you puffing about?
I'm happy and just run in from the field.
Come on, give us a gag. It wouldn't be Lefty Gomez without some kind of a gag. Come here, Bill. The battery.
Well, how'd you like that hit I got today, Tom?
I think that was a pipper. Listen, what do you have out there? Everything?
Nothing. I was very lucky.
All right, and here's his catcher, Bill Sickey, one of the greatest catchers that ever lived. Hello, Bill.
Give Gomez all the credit, boy. He deserves this last ball game and that first one, too. He pitched great ball all during the series. He's a great pitcher.
What do you have out there today, Bill?
Plenty. Had a lot of everything.
Bill, you were hitting that old ball pretty hard, but you were hitting it too far and too high, kid.
Yeah, well, you got to be lucky.
What are you going to do this winter?
Well, I'm going down to Florida on a vacation right now.
What are you going to do with that dough?
Oh,
Lefty, what are you going to do with that dough? Lefty Gomez.
gonna put it into an annuity for when I'm an old man.
You're an old man. You're an old man now. What do you mean when you're an old man? All right, the photographers are pushing him out. Here's Joe McCarthy, ladies and gentlemen, the greatest manager that ever lived. One of the finest fellas who radio and newspaper men. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a real pleasure to present to you now Joe McCarthy, the manager of the world champion New York Yankees.
Well, I'm very happy, but I really thought that the Giants would give us a little tougher battle. I really thought they'd at least win two of the... An hour winter, I just run through the field.
Well, what's the matter, Joe?
I'm so tickled, I don't know. I couldn't say anything anyhow.
You better say hello to the folks over in Buffalo.
Well, I want to say hello to all my good friends in Buffalo, and I'll soon be back with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe, a lot. Come on over here, pal. Art Fletcher, come here. Art Fletcher.
Well, I want to first say hello to everybody in Collinsville, Illinois. I want to thank Henry Sherman for the wonderful telegram, and I say we're all enthused. There's a wonderful demonstration going on. I'm going to let somebody else talk.
Pat Malone, come on over here. Thanks a lot.
That was a great series. In my room, he pitched a great game. I'm Gomez's room, and Hall, Weiland, and Mother and Joe was the greatest series of brief I ever saw.
Pat, what are you going to do with that big fat check?
Same as last year. Get it to our wife and baby. Hi, Al Tuna.
Tony, come on over. Lazari. Tony, come here. Tony. Hello, everybody in San Francisco and Millbrae. It's been a wonderful series. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the president of the American League, the Honorable Will Harridge. Too much noise here, but I want to just say a great victory for the American League. Thank you very much, President Harridge. Red Rolfe, come here. Don't you run away. You got to get over. We redheads must stick together again.
It's great to be on another winner. We all knew that Lefty Gomez would start him today and finish him.
Thank you very, very much, Red. You played a lot of third base, too. Listen, I want to get a hold of Lou Gehrig. Where's Lou? Where's Gehrig? Oh, he's sitting over here with his arms around Joe DiMaggio. Can you get off that court for a moment? Please, will you give us a little more court? Hey, photographer. Hey, photographer, off the court, please. Where is that? Lou, come on up here. I've got enough court. Come on over here. Come on over here, New Rochelle, New York. Oh, don't be so bashful.
I'm just lucky to be with a great ball club, that's all.
Listen, what do we have on that ball that you hit that? Come on over here. Say hello to that wife of yours, you big stiff. Come on. Come on, Lou. Oh, there's a quartet and what have you. They're taking pictures up there. And that quartet happens to be Earl Combs, the tenor, and so forth. And ladies and gentlemen, Bedlam has broken loose. We've had the pleasure of having our NBC microphone here in the dressing room. The boys are being pushed and shoved around. I do want to get Colonel Rupert on the air for you. If I'm coming through there, will you please? Colonel Rupert. And here's the owner of the Yankees. Hey, give me the cord, please. Colonel Rupert. Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Rupert is perhaps the happiest man here, and I know that he'd like to speak to you all over the world, and here he is, the Honorable Colonel Rupert, owner of the New York Yankees of the American League. Colonel Rupert.
No doubt, I'm the happiest man in the world. The club did great work and deserves to win it. They're a fine ball club and a fine bunch of fellas, and they deserve it. Thank you all.
Thank you, Colonel Rupert. Hey, Charlie Ruffing. Charlie. Hey, Charlie. Get Ruffing. Fred. There. Tom Henry. Here's the boy that caused a lot of excitement throughout the year, Tom Henry. He was made a free agent, got himself about 25 grand, and he's from Ohio, the same state that I'm from. A smiling youngster on his first World Championship team, Tom Henry.
Great to be on this team. Best in the land. I'm too darn hoarse to say much. I didn't get in the game, but I sure howled like a son of a buck.
You'll be in there a lot, kid. Don't worry about that. And here's the old Red Ruffing himself, ladies and gentlemen. What a ball game he pitched. How are you, kid?
Oh, fine, Red. I'm glad it's all over and I didn't think the best team won, don't you?
Say, you're pretty happy about getting that dough that you lost early in the spring after you held out, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Huh? What are you going to do with all that dough?
I'm going to buy a home out in California, I think, Red.
Introduce your catcher there, will you?
It's Joe Glenn, folks. Joe wants to say a few
Joe
words.
Glenn, come on in, Joe.
A little excited, but I do want to say hello to my folks and to all my friends. It's a great series, and I'm very happy we won.
Mark Ross. Mark, come on over, sir. Here's the secretary of the Yankee Club, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Ross.
This is the 10th one for me. I hope we have another one. Make it 11.
Thank you. Off the court, please. Wait a second. I got to get some of this. Wait a minute. Oh, no. Hey, here's the mascot. Holy smokes. What's your name? Nobody ever did that. Huh?
Jimmy Sullivan.
Jimmy Sullivan. Jimmy, how how long you've been mascot for the Yankees?
2 years.
Listen, you speak for the whole Yankee team now and get going. Come on.
Very glad we won, folks.
What are you going to do with all the dough you made?
Put it in the bank.
What bank?
Any bank.
Any bank. Yeah. Well, congratulations, kid. Have a good winter. We'll see you again in the spring. They're still pushing and shoving around here. And the little picture that we got now, every photographer, I believe, in America is here in this dressing room of the Yankees. And we put all the ball players on for you. This is Tom Manning speaking, and I want you to return you again to the dressing room.
Back in the NBC booth at the top of the upper deck of the Polo Grounds, the crowd is streaming out on the field, rapidly making its getaway, and the 1937 World Series is definitely over, with the New York Yankees returned world champions for the second year in a row. They have defeated the New York Giants, champions of the National League, in 4 out of 5 games. They managed to do that because they opened up, in a manner of speaking, a long lead by winning the first 3 games of the World Series before the Giants seemed to be unable to get going at all. Today, behind the fine pitching of Carl Hubble, the Giants were able to win and looked very much like they had looked while they were winning a championship in the National League. Today, in this, what turned out to be the final game, Lefty Gomez, who won the first game for the Yankees, came back again. He was not the same kind of a pitcher by any means today that he was in the first game, but he managed to withstand the repeated fine starts that the Giants made in several innings and held them to their 2 runs. The Giants got 10 hits off of Gomez, but he kept them fairly well scattered. The main thing that Gomez did today was to show his ability to pitch his way out of trouble, and he was in trouble a good deal, especially in the latter part of the game. He was in most of his trouble, of course, in the 3rd inning when Mel Ott, the New York Giant third baseman, got the Giants' only home run of the series, scoring Dick Bartell ahead of him and tying the score. The Yankees prior to that had made 2 runs, both on home runs off Cliff Melton. Joe DiMaggio got one of them, and Merle Hogue got the other. Later on in the 5th inning, with the score tied at 2-all, Tony Lazzari came through with a tremendous 3-base hit into dead center field. And then nobody else but Gomez himself came up and delivered his only hit of the series, but one that was good enough to knock home the 1 run that he needed to win the way he went thereafter. Later on in the ball game, or in that inning, Gomez himself scored to make the score 4-2, and that was the way it went. Although this crowd of a few hundred more than 38,000 that was here this afternoon on a cold, really damp day with a threat of rain all the time, certainly got quite a kick out of the proceedings in the latter innings. There were many chances for the Giants, and the Giants today played very fine baseball all the way through. Perhaps they didn't get the breaks that they wanted, but the chances were there for them to come through, and because they didn't, it seems to me that goes on the credit side of Gomez as much as on the debit side of the Giants. It has been an interesting series all the way through, and this Warren Brown talking to you must say that he has enjoyed it thoroughly. And now I'm going to turn the microphone over to George Hicks, and goodbye.
Again, NBC and its associated stations from coast to coast have brought you under a leaden sky at the Polo Grounds in New York City, the last game of the Autumnal Classic, and the complete report of all the action of the series. The Yanks win, of course, 4-1, winning the first game 8-1, the second game 8-1, the third game 5-1, the Giants winning the 4th game 7-3, and the Yankees now winning the last game 4-2. The Yanks got 8 hits and no errors. The Giants got 10 hits and no errors. Your 2 action describers have been Tom Manning, the veteran baseball announcer from station WTAM Cleveland, and Brett Barber, the flashy Southern boy of WLW Cincinnati. And Warren Brown, the sports editor of the Chicago Herald-Examiner, was that voice of authority between the innings. This is George Hicks speaking from New York. These are programs of the National Broadcasting Company.
We wish to thank H. Fendrick Incorporated, the Radio Corporation of America, the General Foods Corporation, makers of Diamond Crystal Salt, the sponsors of the Bicycle Party program, and the Procure Laboratories for their courtesy in relinquishing the time for their programs